Hey techies, welcome back to kaetalkstech. I'm Kay, so let's talk tech. So, what's your favorite job board? It's probably not Careerbuilder or Monster because those two are kaput. They filed for bankruptcy. Um, they actually merged last year, which I was not aware of. And I guess they couldn't make it, so they're giving up the ghost, so to speak, and they are in bankruptcy and selling off parts of the company. The job board goes to a gig site called JobGet, and there are other pieces going other places. There's a media part, there's a government part, so they're going where they go. They're going to companies I haven't heard of before. I never heard of JobGet as well, but I might look into it since it's a gig site and I'm a gig worker. um, I can't say I'm surprised. I'm really not. Monster and Careerbuilder used to be all the rage. I can still see in my mind's eye those Monster commercials when they first came out way back when. I do believe Monster was the first job board. So, it's kind of sad to see it meet this end. Excuse me, this end. Careerbuilder was number two for a long time. For many years, there was only Monster and Careerbuilder recognizable as job boards. I don't know how Indeed and LinkedIn got in on the action, but they did. LinkedIn doesn't really have any competition, and I kind of wish it did. Sorry, LinkedIn. It's not you, it's just some of the people doing some of the things and the arguments that happen over the silliest stuff. And, some of that is in all of social media, too. So, in any event, Careerbuilder and Monster are gone. And we have to always look at these things from a learning perspective, and if we look at this as a case study, what are the takeaways from this? I feel like they just didn't keep up with the times. I used to use both of them. I stopped using Careerbuilder because all I was getting was spam, employer spam. Mostly people trying to convince me that I need to be an insurance agent. I'm gonna ride this tech thing out, okay? And on Monster, I would get what looked like high quality jobs, but the people would never respond to you. So it can't always be that somebody contacted you and they didn't respond. So I felt like there must have been some problem with the inboxes, or sending responding to messages that were left to you. I don't even really know what the whole inbox thing was about and why it needed to be. And I think that contributed to its demise. Do I need an inbox on a website? That's just another step for me to have to deal with. And I realized that at the time it was created, that's the way they did things. But like I said, they didn't keep up with the time, so that should have evolved. I prefer that you send me the actual message without disclosing my email address to the sender. And that's what other sites do. Also, for me, they didn't have enough tools. And by tools, I mean filters, because how many tools do you really need for a job search, right? Just one. Great filters. That's what I love about ZipRecruiter. Great filters. I want to slice up the location any way I want to. I don't always want you to automatically pick up my current location. I want to be able to look at remote only roles. I want to look at roles within a salary range. At this point, I don't even respond to a job that doesn't have a salary range on it. And if I do anyway, and you don't tell me the salary range, because we're in our pay transparency era, just as employees and workers, we have to demand more. One thing we can demand is show that salary range. And that's another thing. Stop showing me these salary ranges with $100,000 difference. Oh, salary ranges from $108,000 to $208,000. You know good and doggone well that you only want to spend $108,000. Maybe you'll go up to 115 for someone special. So then say that is the starting salary range, okay? That's what I need to see, because for $108,000 on the East Coast, after 30 years of experience, I'm not applying, okay? But I digress. Let me get back to Careerbuilder and Monster. It's like the end of an era. I'm sorry to see them go. But again, I'm not surprised. I want filters. Like I said, I want to filter on salary. I want to filter on location. I want to filter on distance. I want to filter on job type. I want to filter on, certain keywords being in the job description. I was trying to look for something today with a specific keyword. And this particular job site would only let me search by job title. No, that's not working for me, and I'm going to use you less because of that. If you refuse to do it unless I narrow it down by location, okay. But just being a tech professional and understanding how these things work on the inside, this is something you need to be working on. If you want your job board to be popular, then you have to have a lot of jobs, a lot of high quality jobs. And that's something that happens over time. But what you can do in the meantime is you can have great filters. Okay? So, goodbye to Careerbuilder and Monster. I feel a little sad for them, but take the lesson from this. You have to keep up with the times. They didn't do that. Don't let that be your story in your career. Keep up with the times. I'm seeing AI being requested more and more in job descriptions. And there is still time to get in on this, because I've seen jobs where people are not looking so much for specific experience, they're looking for knowledge. Oh, we need somebody to come in and tell us what the possibilities are, what AI can do. If you've got 10 AI classes on your resume, maybe you got a shot at that role. Anywho, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Like, share, follow. Give the gift of coaching to someone that you know who's unemployed. Let's talk about that. Contact me on kaetalkstech.com. And then come back here again when we will continue to talk tech.